Hey everybody, welcome back to the Grognards Computer Corner, and we are sitting here continuing our gameplay of Avalon Hills, classic game of exploration, source of the Nile, and we are stepping into turn 3, and I think I've got all the bugs and the kinks worked out when OBS, it's the recording software I use, last did a patch update and kind of messed everything up. I didn't realize until I was at editing I had this massive black bar over to the side over here. And a lot of people couldn't see nobody could see, the sequence of play. Pretty sure I got that all figured out. Seems like I got my voice timing all fixed on that. So hopefully everything will work relatively well in this video. And before we continue, made a couple mistakes in the last game. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Devin, you would never do that. Yeah, whatever. Don't judge me. So first thing I did when I was dealing with the natives that I found in this hex right here, I gave them 10 gifts, but I forgot to remove the gifts off of my roster, and I went ahead and did that. So we only have gifts. We're now down to 40 gifts instead of the 50 we had. And that changes our total carrying portage cost to 517, and our current capacity is 600. So we've got 83 portage points that we can still play with if we need to pick up stuff. So that's a good thing. Also, a couple times when I previously had drawn cards at the end of the turn to see what would happen, they were just I said that they were just kind of role-playing things. I discovered that if it doesn't have a victory point total assigned to it, you roll a d6, and that's how many victory points you get out of it. So when the chief gave over his lands, and when I discovered the 10, I went ahead and went back and rolled for him. I got 5 victory points and 3 victory points each. So that's 8 victory points we have so far, which is always a good thing. Plus, a couple times, every time you move along a river, you need to draw another card to see if you come across a cataphract. And then if there is, then you have to draw another card to see if it's a special discovery of a really high cataphract, which is a fancy way of saying waterfall. Why they don't say waterfall, I don't know. And whenever you go into a mountains hex, you also have to draw another card to see if you have a spectacular discovery of a really high peak. So three things I kind of missed last time. But again, it's an old school Avalon Hill game. It's got one line that you just happen to miss, and you miss out the rule. So it is what it is. Went back through, picked it up, and hopefully as we go through this time, I will be able to explain terrain placement a little bit better. I don't think I kind of really fully was able to pass on how terrain placement works. So we'll hopefully be able to get that a little bit better this time. So here we are. We're going to go ahead and start off. Like I said, we're starting off in turn 3. So we select an activity level for your expedition this turn. We're going to keep going with normal. Again, as a quick recap, the different activity levels are cautious, normal, and reckless. And since I'm going to, if I went reckless in canoes, that would give me 6 movement points, which would let me basically move through 3 undiscovered hexes. But then it runs the risk of, if I run into a tribe, of them being hostile. For some reason, tribes don't like it when you move fast through their territory. I don't know why. I'm sure it's a game mechanic. So not really rooted in anything historical. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go with normal movement. Okay, and then we draw an event card to see what kind of event happens. Let's zoom that in a little bit. And okay, disaster. 4 bears become sick after drinking water from the lake. All right. Highlighted keyword is lake. We are not in a lake. We're in a veldt with a river running through it, so the disaster does not affect us. All right. Now, move your expedition. So we're going to go ahead and start moving. We're moving by canoe, so it's going to cost us 2 movement points to move into an unknown hex. Each time your expedition attempts to enter a hex not published or previously explored by you, check to see if you get lost. And as we all know, the lost roll from last time we watched was a 2, and it's a -1 because I have a guide, so I only get lost on a 1, and I rolled a 1. Crap. Was not expecting that. I should have looked up the rules because I was thinking, yeah, maybe I should look up the lost rules. Nah, it's only 1 in 6 chance of happening. It could never. Yeah, well, that's my dice rolls. Okay, so lost. Okay, it's movement restrictions, mapping terrain, partial exploration, river restrictions. Oh, come on. Sequence of play. Movement. Movement restrictions. Mapping terrain. And honestly, the rules are not really laid out really that well. I mean, like I said, they're kind of old school Avalon here. So sometimes it's a little difficult. Lost, there we go. They put lost at the end of movement where you would think it would be before movement because you roll for lost before you actually move the hex. Gotta love age. Although I can't complain, SPI used to pull some of the same crap too. I mean, it's a lot of times you really had to look into what the designer was trying. I remember one time, Battle for Moscow, SPI, old school SPI war game. It gives all the Soviet setups, and and then whatever units that aren't set in certain places can set up east of the front line. But the rules then went on to say Germans can take all units and set them up however they wish. Well, they don't say. The intent is it's everything west of the front line, but as written, you could set the German units up behind Moscow if you wanted to. It was more common than you think. So lost. Each time explorators rolls lost, roll lost modifier. Okay. Okay, an explorer which becomes lost cannot move for the rest of the turn except to retreat from natives and has one guide desert him as a result of failure. Oh, that's not good. River following... Okay, this is good that's in there. An expedition following a river downstream in the direction the water is flowing cannot get lost no matter what the terrain. An expedition following a river upstream away from the direction the water is flowing has lost number of 2 no matter what the terrain is. Now, there you go. So I can't move this turn, and my guide decides he wants to skedaddle. He probably was so embarrassed by it's a river. We're going upriver. How do we get lost? I don't get it, but it is what it is. So my guide is now gone. Now, the fortunate thing is I'm in a hex with friendly natives. Okay, for each hex entered. Okay, so technically for each hex entered, it's the hex that I'm in. If the tribe is already friendly, trade or continue your move, ignoring them. Well, they are friendly to us because we got that by giving them gifts last time. So we are going to have to try to hire a guide from them. So let's go ahead and find the... Let's see, where is it? Where is the chart that says what costs what? I may have to actually crack that open in another... Yep. All right. Can't find it there, but I bet you we can find it right there. Rates of exchange. So I want a guide that's going to cost me Y gifts, which is the sum of 2 dice. So we roll a 5. So it's going to cost me 5 gifts to hire a guide. And you know what? We got plenty of gifts. Stop hitting those buttons. Go ahead and spend 5 gifts. Bring that down to 35. Which, of course, sets us to 497, so we're still good on our transport capacity because what we're carrying is decreasing. And we get a guide back. Yay! All right, consult hunting table. We're in a hex with friendly tribes. We don't have to worry about that. They feed us. And then we draw 1 card for events. Bonus with a... Geological, because I'm a geologist, discover an unusual geological formation if in mountain. And as we know, I am not in a mountain, I'm in a veld river, so no discovery for me. That ends the turn. Now we go back around to the top again. So select an activity level. I'm going to go with normal again. Draw 1 event card for any disaster that could befall. Disaster! Uh-oh. Your camp on the veld is destroyed by a herd of stampeding elements. Roll 2 dice, add 2, and consult the consequences of defeat table. Great. I just had a herd of elephants go rampaging through my camp. Oh, God. So we go to the consequences of defeat table. And we're going to have to roll 2 dice and add 2 to it, which is a 4, which is a 6. Consequences of defeat. Oh, no. The explorer escapes alone with a musket. So basically, my entire camp, my entire everything was wiped out except for me and a musket. Wow. Now I'm going to have to, I don't think I'm going to be continuing to explore any, so I'm going to have to make it back to, try to make it back to Laurencio Marquis. Everything. I have no gifts, nothing left. Everything was wiped out. All my porters ran away, my Ascari, everything. So I am now by myself with a musket trying to make my way back downstream. And I'm going to have to walk because I don't think I can use a, I think if I use a canoe, my movement is reduced to 1 if I'm moving downstream. Movement restrictions. Let's see. Canoe expedition, which can only muster 1 bearer per canoe, loses 3 movements from his movement allowance. So yeah, I'm basically going to be down to 1 movement point, which is fine. But because I'm going downriver and I'm going in through hexes that I've already been through, so it's only going to be 1 movement point. So draw an event. Oh yeah, we already do an event. Okay, move the expedition. Go ahead and move him there. Well, okay. It's along a river, so the lost roll is 2. I'm going down river, which is a -2 to the dice roll, so I can't get lost. That would be really bad if I got lost going down river through an area I've already been through. Okay. So yeah, it's an already a known hex. Consult healthy data. Now I have got to hunt. Fortunately, I'm only hunting for myself, and I do have a musket, which is good because I can use the musket to hunt. And where is the hunting table? Hunting table right here. I'm in a veld, and I roll a die. A 5. I come up with 2 food. But I only need 1 ration, so, and I don't think I can carry the extra ration. I don't. Yeah, that hunting food, if it's not used, is lost. So I'm able to feed myself, which is good. And then draw a event card for possible bonus received, because I think every time, regardless if it's published or not, I can draw a is it a discovery card? That I may not be able to draw another discovery card if it's a known or published hex. So let's check that real quick. And it just says draw 1 event card for possible bonus received. Okay. Geologist, discover petroleum deposit. Okay, not sure. Oh, in the mountains. Not bad. So let's go ahead and mark that on our sheet. Oops. That's, what hex is that? That's going to be 2329. 2329. Petroleum deposit. Okay. And that gives me D6 victory points. And we rolled a 2. Gee, the 10 was more important than friggin' petroleum. How the hell does that work out? All right. So that's good. Going to the next turn, select an activity level. Doesn't matter. I've got 1. Well, I could go reckless, and that subtracts 3 movement points. I could go 3. Yeah, if I went reckless, I can get back this turn. So let's go reckless. Because we're going into known hexes, and I'm not going to be running into any tribes or anything like that. So a disaster card, and Ascari falls into the lake and is attacked by 4 crocodiles. Well, I don't have any Ascari, and I'm not in the lake. So can't get lost. Move into the hex. That's 1 movement point. It's already a known hex, so I don't have to check for natives or anything like that. Second movement point. 3rd movement point there. All right. I finally got back to Laurencio Marquis all by my little lonesome, probably much to the chagrin of, the families of my bearers and my Ascari. And my guide probably lived because he boogied out that's why he boogied out. He knew the tribe of, the pack of elephants was coming. Herd of elephants, yes, I know, pack of elephants, whatever. So, can't draw an event card for possible bonus received. So at this point, I have to go back to London. And then I have to try to raise as much money as I can to try to get another expedition, if I want to try another expedition. And you know what? Since we're here, let's go ahead and head back to London and see how the mechanics for raising for a new expedition and scoring victory points works. So, return to Europe. Okay, while in Europe, an explorer may publish any and all discoveries, bonuses, and any other awards due to him that he is yet to publish. Only published discovery, bonuses, and awards count. Once published, victory points are never lost. Victory point charts, yeah, spectacular discoveries, size of lakes. Yeah, all right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our little victory point chart. And let's see, oops, come on. All right, so we get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got 9 off the special discoveries already. And we are a geologist. So we're going to be looking under the geologists table here. Okay, mapping jungle, no. Lake, no. Desert, no. We got a mountain. 1 mountain, so that's 2 points. Swamp, no. Veld, we had 2 velds that we discovered. No oases, no cataracts. We had 3 river hexes. So that's going to be 8. Native tribe, 9. Okay, so out of publishing those hexes, we got 9 victory points in addition to the 10 we had before. So that's a grand total of 19 victory points. Oops. Really? Control number pad plus. There we go. 10 victory points. And now, if this were a multiplayer game, those hexes would be set. Since I made it back to England and was able to publish them, these are now set. Nobody else can try to change what the terrain in these are because I was able to make it there and say, hey, this is what I found. So if this were a multiplayer game, someone else were to move into there, that's what they would find. It would be a known hex, just like any of the published or any of the known hexes that are printed on the map. Now what we have to do is try to raise the funds to fund another expedition. And so the rules say $1,000, but on my analysis, since I'm coming from England, it's £1,000. And I checked the inflation rate from 1830s, and that's roughly, I think, with the inflation rate, it was 99,000. It was either 99,000 or 994,000. I think it was $99,000. So you're looking about $100,000 in today's terms. All right, outfitting new expedition. Okay. At the start of each turn, again, this would only be important if this was multiplayer. Player first decides where his explorer has enough donations. If he does, he announces the explorer to travel to Africa. Spend a turn outfitting explained in outfitting your expedition. And like a boneheaded moron, I didn't print out the rest of those because I didn't think I was going to need it. So here we go. We're going to have to hit the PDF. I know, I'm such a bad person playing with a PDF and Vassal. Really, I don't think Hasbro's going to be coming after me. They're the ones that have the license to it. And they don't care to reprint it, and the game's out of print. I'm not really a fan of pirating. I don't like pirating new games. But games that are out of print and you can never get your hands on, I'm a little bit more flexible and squishy on grabbing rules. Excuse me. Alrighty. So, if the player does... Okay, upon reduce... Okay. At the start of each turn, the player first decides whether the explorer has enough donations printed on the bottom of printed on the bottom of the event card to start a new expedition. If he does, he announces that he is the explorer traveling to Africa and spends a turn outfitting. Next turn, explorer can leave his destination port in Africa with his expedition. If the player decides that his explorer does not have enough donations to sail Africa, he discards all free tickets that he has. If he has over 5 donations remaining, he reduces his donations to 5. Upon reducing the hand, the player may draw 1. Okay. It's got to be under publishing. I think under publishing, you get so many cards. Let's see. Victory points, victory charts, spectacular, spectacular. See, this is I think one of those just those little one-liners. Excuse me. Because I think you draw a number of cards determined by how many victory points. Like I said, it's been a few years since I did this. And I apologize for those of you who do not like, the long, boring, oh God, he's looking through the rules. But like I said, I didn't expect that I was going to run into this. So we're going to have a sip of my tea, and we're going to keep reading. Apologies. Publishing. Only published discoveries. Victory points are never lost. First amount. Once published. Victory points are not deducted. Discovery spectacular. The size of lakes. Oh God, I feel so bad about this. All right, well, to save you all the headache, I'm going to go ahead and pause this real quick while I try to find out where I draw the cards and how I draw the cards. I'll be right back. All right, got it figured out. Figured out how many expeditions or how many cards I draw for my donations, determined by 1 card a turn plus 1 card for every 4 victory points that I score. So I scored 20 victory points, so that's going to give me a draw 5 plus the normal 1 that I would get for being back in London. And we see these little donations down here, so I get to draw 6 times. So we've got 5, 6, free ticket to Durban, okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. 1,200. So we're going to have $1,200 to start our next expedition. And we also have a free ticket to Durban. Where is Durban? Let's see if we want to start off in Durban. And say, nope, we don't want to mess with those elephants down there anymore. Where is it? See, this is where my lack of knowledge of African maps. There it is, Durban. Oh, that's not bad. I mean, I could start there. I could do another canoe expedition along the coast and then back up the river again. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and do that. But I got $1,200, so that means I've got $200 more than I had last time. We're going to go ahead and cut it right here, so I will not waste everybody's time by just trying to figure out what I'm going to spend it on. So we're going to do a little bit behind the scenes spending, and when we come back for our next video, we'll be ready for our second expedition, trying to find the source of the Nile, although we're nowhere near the Nile. It's more the source of the Limpuro. I'll talk to everybody later. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms in the comment section. You know you want to. You know you love it. I'll see everybody later.